Shoes, shoes, and more shoes. This is How to Organize Your Shoes. Are shoe racks the best option? Part 2. Hi, I'm Kathi Burns, a professional organizer, stylist, and the founder of addSpace to Your Life. After working with hundreds of clients as both a professional organizer and an image consultant, I've determined why most women love to shop for and have fun wearing shoes more than any other clothing item. You see, while our weight is upsizing and downsizing, our shoe size remains basically the same, give or take a half size. Not only do our feet consistently stay the same size, they never create a humiliating shopping experience. Shoes are kind. Let's face it. They don't make us feel fat or accent bulges in all the wrong places like a bad pair of jeans or a too snug blouse. In fact, more often than not, the right pair of shoes makes us feel sexy, powerful, and ready to take on the world. So this, in my humble opinion, as a stylist and organizer, is why we typically end up with more shoes than we can reasonably fit into our closet. My most common organizing challenge is how to fit the largest amount of shoes into the smallest amount of space. With this goal in mind, the common shoe rack rarely solves this problem. This is part 2, as I said, of my shoe organization series. If you've missed part 1, simply search at YouTube for Kathi Burns, How to Organize Your Shoes, part 1. But let's continue. Shoe racks and shoe shelves. This is another organizing device. Many of these racks are expandable, which is good because they can fit into the exact amount of space that you have within your closet. And that's the upside. The downside is that if you don't buy one that's sturdy and strong, they tend to topple over. This particular unit that I'm showing here is pretty sturdy. Whenever it expands out, it loses a little bit of its sturdiness. Sometimes if you're loaded down with men's shoes, I like to attach these actually to the wall directly behind the rack once it's expanded and put into the proper place. That'll save you from toppling and from shoes falling out. Another thing that is important to consider with this type of shoe rack is the metal shelving. If you have stilettos or high heels, the heels will tend to fall through unless you take the time to, put the heel back on the back here on this little ledge. You can tilt your shoe over onto it. So, it's okay. The thing also is that it's not on wheels, so things will collect underneath of here unless you move it, and if it's attached to the wall, then, you can't move it, so dust bunnies will accumulate. Under the bed shoe storage is something that I recommend for clients who have a lot of shoes that are off-season or specialty shoes that they don't need to access frequently, or for ones who just don't have any room in their closet and have room underneath the bed. There are many options of this shoe storage. This is my favorite one because it actually has a closed lid so the dust bunnies stay away, as you see is a recurring theme in my talks. And also it has rollers so that it will wheel in and out to and from your bed. And it has handles to pull out, and then it has a snap lid that actually opens on both sides. So no matter what side of the bed you pull your underbed storage out, you can open up and access it. Definitely keeps the floor of the closet clutter free if you have off-season, again, shoe storage needs. The under the bed rolling rack works well as well. Thing is, it will collect dust bunnies. It will, get some dust and grime underneath your bed. They are useful though if you're in a small apartment and you just have no other place to put it, and these are your daily driver shoes, so to speak. What I like to do is to right here attach a bungee cord or some type of a pull string device so that you can easily get your shoes in and out from the storage area. The wheels are nice because they do slide. The wire racks are nice because they keep them they keep them open and airy, and again, it's an option for you if you're just out of space. The under the bed zippered pouch only works, in my opinion, for the off-season or the specialty shoes. There's no possible way that you or I are going to get out and unzip the pouch every time we want to access a pair of shoes. So for daily drivers, it doesn't work, but it is a good place to put your off-season shoes, the occasional shoes. Shoe storage carts are nice. I like this solution because it has wheels. You can move it around to vacuum underneath of it. And I have used these in the past for the long closet that's walk-in that has hanging on both sides and then a little bit of a wall at the end. Not a large enough wall to actually attach shelves to. This works very nicely because it only takes up 14 inches of space. So you can fit it in between the two aisles of clothes, so to speak, at the back of the closet. The canvas pouch here, the canvas cloth, will drop down and it will actually zip. So that's nice. And then, you can keep it unzipped for the daily use and just flip it up and pull your shoes out, flip it back down again. So it does keep your shoes clean and off the floor, and you see it holds a lot of shoes. And again, back to part 1 where I like shoes to be facing forward, this really solves that trick. You can see your shoes immediately when you open up the storage cart. This is another storage cart idea. This is for the closet that has the high-low hang and you're not using the low hang, or say you're just using high hang with short shirts. You can put this right underneath there. And again, it wheels, so it's nice. It can come in and out. It's canvas, so it's flexible and won't hurt your shoes. I think you also can get these so that they have the actual closed in, a little flap that pulls down and zips perhaps. And you can swivel it around so you have shoes on the other side as well. Does keep dust off your shoes, and again, it's quick, easy access. Shoe carousels are brilliant. I actually had a shoe carousel that I was in love with when I had one of those 2-door sliding door closets where you have both the right and the left side with that little hole and you don't know what to do with, and there's not much that you can do. A shoe carousel works great. I like this unit, the one that attaches floor to ceiling, because actually you can snug it in just like a shower pole type of storage device, and it snugs in, and then they wheel around and all your shoes are right there in easy access within the hole of your closet that otherwise was kind of useless storage, or things fell in there that you never knew what they were. I loved having my shoes on the carousel. As a caveat, what I would say is make sure to buy the best one that you possibly can, because when the shelves are loaded down and you don't have a proper clamp underneath each shelf, they will tend to slide down, especially if you have men's shoes hanging on there. So make sure you get one that has good clamps and is sturdy. And this one will serve you for years. I loved my little device when I had that type of a closet. Here's another variation on the theme, and I like the handle. You can pull it in and out and swivel your shoes around, and they can just snug into a tight corner where you can't necessarily access otherwise. Swivel them around, boom, there's your shoes. Shoe carousel is pretty cool. The shoe storage wheel is something that I've just come across that I really am interested in trying. I hope that I get a test drive it at one point. It says that it holds 20 to 30 pairs of shoes inside. I like it because it's interesting, it's unusual. I love the way, of course, they have the little rainbow of colors here. It makes it real attractive. There's a couple questions that I have about this unit, so if anybody's tried it, I'd love to hear your feedback on it. Number one, it has wheels, which is nice because it can roll in and out. I don't really see a handle that you can pull it to roll it in and out, so that's one thing. I don't know how on the back side that you access the shoes and how easy it is to get your shoes in and out, and whether these particular pockets are expandable, based on what size shoe you have or what kind of heel. Looks like it does accommodate maybe a 2 to 3 inch heel, but it's interesting. I thought it was unusual and I'd like to check it out. If you've checked it out, again, let me know. Give me some feedback on this puppy. Anyhow, it really doesn't matter how you organize your shoes. It only matters that you do. We love our shoes. We have an infatuation with shoes, but if you can't find them and they're mangled, full of dust bunnies and piles on the bottom of your floor, you're not really loving them as much as you should. When you have a shoe storage system, you should be able to find your shoes in a snap. As you see within part 1 and part 2 of this series, there's no one way to organize your shoes. I just want you to be able to find them and access them when you need them. And you might find out once you have a controlled, confined amount of space to organize your shoes that you just might have too many, and it might be time to donate a few. Souls for Souls is my favorite charity in the world. If you have shoes, they would love to have them. They actually put shoes on people in third world countries that could not or otherwise afford them. So if you have shoes, donate them and move them forward to a good cause. If you need any more organizing or style tips, please visit my website, addSpaceToYourLife.com. When you check in, you'll receive your free book, 33 Organizing Tips to Transform Your Life. Again, if you missed part 1, check it out. Go to Kathi Burns YouTube, How to Organize Your Shoes. You can find part 1, which has many, many more organizing devices on it for your shoes. And thanks for spending the time with me today. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later.